All right, what's going on? All right, so I'm kind of starting this video a little bit late, so I'm not gonna make it too long. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what I'm watching for the week, some of the setups that I'm watching. Not seeing nothing really good just yet, but I'm sure towards the middle of the week we'll start seeing better setups. We do have a lot of economic data this week. We have CPI on Wednesday, PPI on Thursday, and I'm not exactly sure if quad witching is on Friday, this Friday or next Friday, but I know we have quad witching coming up. So let's get right into it, right? On SPY, I'm gonna have some levels, right? Starting from the daily time frame, we do have this bearish daily candle, right? So kind of indicating some more downside. But of course, we gotta have scenarios for both directions. So I'm gonna go down to the hourly time frame, and this 444 level, of course, is a key level. As you can see, it was, resistance back here, get rejected, resistance rejected. And we broke below it on Thursday, actually, and we got to move down into 442, right? So this 444 level is definitely a level we should pay attention to. But this 442 level is even more important as of right now, right? Because we're kind of trading in a range from 442 to 446.53, right? We've just been going up and down from these two levels. And you can see we do have some rejections back here at this 446.50 level to 447 area over here. So anything above that, I want to see a break and retest, and we can definitely get a push back up into 448, right? This is a big area from back here as well where we catch a bounce as support. And we got some resistance, some support, some more support. So this will turn to resistance around that area, right? That is an area that broke down from over here as well, right? When we were up here, last week's analysis was on point, right? We had that head and shoulders up here and we broke down. So that is an area that could definitely get retested. So I'll be watching for calls, break and retest above this level, back up into this level. If things get really strong, another break and retest of this level should get us a push into 450 and this upper trend line from here that connects from up here and to here, right? So that's the upside scenario. Now the downside scenario, if we get a break below this 442 area, right, you got some support right here that bounces aggressively. If we get a break and retest below that 442, if you want to get like a sneaky entry, you could below 444, but it's always a little bit risky as it could bounce at 442. It's still a good risk reward and it's still a $2 move. But below 442, that's where things get interesting, back down into 440 really, and potentially back down into these 437s, 435 areas. So that's SPY, right? That's overall SPY. No trade zone in between those levels. I gave you guys a break and retest levels to the upside and to the downside. That's what I would be trading, right? Same thing, very similar with Qs. Delete some of these levels. That supply zone I have drawn out right here, that 375 to 374 area, you can see we do have some pretty aggressive rejections back here on August 24th. That sells us off all the way down to 360. We got some bounces off of it. Even all the way back here, we got some bounces off of it. Now we came back and we rejected it September 7th and September 8th, right? I want to see how that level reacts again. If this level starts to get weak, I will short up here with a stop loss right above, probably back down into these 372s. And, hopefully these 370s, right? If we get a break below this 370, 369 area, I definitely see a move back down into 367s and 365s. So definitely keep eye on that for the downside. We're in between this trend line as well, right? This upper trend line and this lower trend line. So break above the direction. If we do break above that 375 and show strength, a retest of that will be really clean for a pushback into 376, 378, and if things get really strong into the 380s. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. With CPI and PPI this week, we usually get slower price action. You never know though. We'll see how price action does react. As far as individual tickers, my main setup is going to be this Nvda play. As you can see, 450 here is a previous support from back here. And that is like the level, that is the last level that is holding us up right now. You can see we do have multiple bounces off of that area. And anything below that, I will be looking to short down into 440. Literally nothing but room into 440. Not interested in the upside unless it gets back above 470. As you see, multiple rejections at that 470. But that 450, below 450, this looks like a really good setup back down into 440. Individual tickers, another individual ticker. This Apple looks okay. And my chart's a bit messy right now. But you could see that this 176 level, I'll be looking for potential rejects around this 176. Break and retest below 176, back down into these levels. Not as high probability. Potential rejects around this area. It could be a potential right shoulder if it does. Right, you got a left shoulder, and potential right shoulder around this 180, 157 to 183. On the daily time frame, it has a bearish shooting star candle as well. We have like this gap for right, almost the left shoulder, right shoulder as well. So I'll just keep an eye below 176, back down into these 173s, 172s. Big area of demand here at 170 to 171. So we'll see how this week goes with Apple. AMD looks pretty bearish as well. I'll definitely keep an eye below 105, right? It has a daily bearish candle as well, similar to Nvidia. These go hand in hand. So below 105, I definitely think AMD could have room to this 103, where this trend line is at. You can see we have one touch, two touch, and the third touch kind of did break a little bit below, but it held it. So this would be the fourth touch at that 103 level. Below 105, a short to that trend line looks pretty solid. You can see it's like a head and shoulders right here as well that's playing out. You got the left shoulder, head, you got the right shoulder right here. You know, break below that 105 could be pretty solid move. Tesla is in a range, so a couple things I'm looking out for Tesla is this area again from last week, 252 to 250, potential rejections, right? And below any type of reject around this area, you can see we get rejected from here and go straight down to 243, right? So that's something I'll pay attention to. Now, if things get strong and we start to hold that, we break back and retest that. Really, I want to see a break and retest of basically this 242 area down here. If it gets really weak and we break below that, this 242 area, this is where we got real room down into 237s. So no bias this week, you know. Other than that, not really watching too much. Amazon's a relatively strong name, right? If it gets above this 139, 140. So just be aware of this area right here, right? This 140 area to 141. We want to see it above that to get room up into 144, basically 143.69. And just be careful going long up here. You don't want to get trapped as we do get rejected here. Like I said, I think the better setups are going to play out later. Meta looks like a short setup. A lot of directions to the downside as of right now. No bias, like I said, though. Anything could change midweek. I'm just keeping this video pretty short though overall. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, SQ has a solid short setup, and I'm mainly gonna be trading spine Qs. So that's my game plan for spine Qs. I hope you guys have a good trading week. And yeah, that's pretty much it.